Hey, everyone. Uh, Here we are on a. Oh, what's wrong with the. Let's see, we good there? Okay. Looked like we were locking up right off the bat. But here we are on a late Thursday night, early Friday morning. And, good bit of stuff going on. Let's see, today had a basketball entry just in a single entry and a double up. We just missed out on making the money on this one, primarily due to Basley. Everyone else did pretty well. Here is the recap. We actually missed out on the money on the double up by less than 2 points. Uh, but yeah, so I'll do a quick review here of what went on today. This was our NBA team. Overall, not bad. Dragic and Butler, both good. You know, you'd like to see a little more from Butler with the 7,900. Basically, when you break everything down in GPPs especially, you got to get up into the 300s to have a shot at the money. You got 50,000, so you're looking for what equates to 6 points per thousand that you're spending. Anything you get above that is great. Um, so looking at all of these breakdowns, nobody hit that. You can see we only wound up at 240. Now in double ups and in head to heads, you usually don't need to get up into the 300s. You only need to get into the halfway there, halfway in. So 240.25 is almost good enough. Like I said, we were 2 points short. Tragic, fine. Butler, fine. Enos did great, 4,000, and got 25 points. You'll take that all the time. Gallinari was very disappointing today compared to the first game, especially where he scored so well in that first game, and then today just could not find it. Adams, not bad. I was really hoping for him to get 2 more points and get that double double. 26 points, not bad. Gordon, really good. You know, Got fired in the second half especially, and got us up there. Basley just died out, man. Just died out. Only 8.75, and Davis did fine with the 55. Uh, the issue there was that they blew him out so bad that he didn't play the last several minutes, and if he could have got in there just for another point or two, would have made a difference for us, but it didn't. So we wound up missing out on the double up and the $12 single entry there. So that was disappointing. And then currently, right now, we still have a heads up going for baseball. It's a $20 heads up, so a $36 prize. We are winning that one right now. Our opponent has 3 innings remaining. He's still got Jay Bart for San Francisco, and we still have 9 innings remaining. We have 3 Angels going. La Stella, Rendon, and Trout. We are currently 6 points ahead of them. So that one's looking good. It's not, obviously not a lock. I mean, if Bart steps up and gets a home run, something like that, he's gonna go right into the lead. Yeah, I think. Let's see. Right now, Angels are still up. Bemboon is up for the Angels. I'm pretty sure Trout is on third because he hit a triple. I think to lead off the inning. So we'd like to see Trout get in there. Here's what that looks like. Here's just the players that we have separately. We had the exact same pitching core with Bieber and Lamet. And then doubled up on an outfielder. I don't remember which one. Pollock, I think. We both had Pollock. Well, other than that, we had these 7. Yeah, these 7 positions separate. 2 pitchers were identical, and AJ. No, there's Pollock right there. Who was the guy we doubled up on? I could easily look, but I want to remember it now. I don't. It was Grisham. Alright, we didn't do anything for either of us. But yeah, so we got that happening in baseball, so I'd like to see that work out for us. And let's see what else we had today. Oh yeah, we had the golf got rolling today. I actually entered 2 golf lineups because I joined that Bushmills fantasy golf. It was a free thing, and I put in a line for that. And I just couldn't leave it in just the free one, so I put it into a little a big $5 GPP. Early on, both lineups are doing fairly well. The one lineup here. This is the $12 single entry tournament. 9,803 folks. And it's only the first round, of course. And early on, I think we're around 800th place, something like that. Reed, fine, a -3. Reed coming at -3 for 30th place, good job. Happy with that for the first round, obviously. Berger, which we had talked about, is a good price. Hoping to see him do really well. He at least for the first round did well. Scott, we weren't sold on, but hey, we like the first round results there, that's for sure. Hovland, solid enough. For 8,200 -3, we'll definitely take that. And then Wolf, who again, we were just hoping they did fine. -6 in the first round and tied for 5th. That's pretty strong. Answer's the weak point right now. with a +1, tied for 98th. Yeah, he's probably looking at having to shoot a somewhere in the vicinity of at least. Well, he's gonna have to go at least -2 tomorrow. That's for sure. -3, I would think he'd be in a pretty decent shape if he can go -3. If he can go -4, he'll make it. And then we need everybody else to keep golfing well, of course. So that was the lineup that I have in the $12. And then I have a second lineup, which like I said, I put it into the Bushmills Unlimited. How many people are in that now? 18,301 people entered it. The line that I entered into that right now is doing pretty well. It's in 204th place out of 18,301. Again, it's a free tournament. Top prize there's only $125. I don't think you win anything else, right? I mean, I think it's just. I think it's just. Yeah, it's just. They're just a series of free. Just a series of free Bushmill stuff, doing a little bit of advertising for themselves. But yeah, so. But I did put that lineup into a $5 big, drive the green GPP. With 107,015 entries. Currently, his lineup is in 1,633rd spot. Out of 107,000, so that's pretty cool. There's only a $15 win right now. It's a $100,000 top prize. I don't have any illusions as to where we are on that. But here's the roster that we have on that one right now, which is doing pretty well. Only real crossover that we went with was a burger on both teams. So we already know that was going good. McElroy and Rahm, -2 each, tied for 53rd. Hopefully they're just getting a feel for the course and they'll both pick it up major tomorrow. Neiman, who we went with, basically what we did was we just looked at the one model that runs all of the tournaments 10,000 times and just looked at, hey, who in the 7,000 and below range could we get that was projected for top 25? And went with them, and then picked out the number 2 and number 3 finisher according to the model with McElroy and Rahm. Neiman, great job with a -3. Strillman obviously is huge, going -7. Tied for first right now. And then Munoz going with a -6, tied for fifth. Both huge. Both only 1% ownership, basically. So that's cool. That's good. Strowman and Munoz and Neiman would have to continue golfing solidly for the next 3 rounds. That's one of the things that makes golf so difficult. Yeah, you can get a guy who does well for a round and then cannot maintain it for all 4 rounds, especially. It gets a little more difficult every round, right? The better they do each round, the more they start to think, oh my God, I could win this. So we'll see how everyone deals with that tomorrow. But hey, after the first day, that's fun to look at and think, hey, great, up there in 1,000th place out of 107,000. If all 6 can make the cut, then could be great. get something out of it. So that's happening there. What else? Yeah, that's all that we had today. I totally uh, blew it on the NHL. I was just working earlier and spaced the time and wound up not getting an NHL lineup in tonight. It's there's only 2 games. It's just disappointing that I didn't get it in tonight. I got my baseball. You know, there's a promotion going on in DraftKings right now for streaks, but it's just baseball and basketball. So at least I got both of those in, and there's nothing for hockey in that sense. Just really, it was weird that I totally spaced those two games. But that's what are you gonna do? Where are we at here? Let's see. Touching base real quick on that baseball heads up that I still got going. Okay, Trout was able to come in and score. That's good. It's now bottom of the 7th, so Trout scored. That was it. So we have an 8-point lead right now on our opponent. Again, Bart is up, who bats 6th for San Francisco. He's the only guy they got left. Let's see. Longoria is up next for San Francisco. And it's bottom of the 7th. We're still not locked in at all, of course. I mean, a home run by Bart puts them ahead of us. Maybe even a triple. I don't know. A triple would. I don't remember how many points a triple gives. Triple gives what? A triple is plus 8 points. Hey, Monk. What is up? You're up late. What are you doing up late? More studio work? Right. You got a deadline on that? Oh, okay. That is a deadline. Well, since you're here, I have not given my story yet for the day. Let me run through my my memory of the day. Yeah, true, man. It's the best diet in the world. Oh yeah. Okay, so today, this is another one. Actually, now that you're here, I didn't tell my story for the day yet. I'm just gonna go through it now. So this is my memory for, I know it's after midnight, but this is for August 20th, 2020. This is day 45 out of 366. And TK is here in the room again, and this is one that directly involves him again. Yesterday's story was about an explosion with a mystery about how nobody got injured. And today is a story about a mystery how somebody did get injured, and that somebody was me. Um, this was just a hilarious story about one time that TK, myself, Dave, and Karen were spending like a week, like it was like 4 or 5 days, in Detroit. We had gone out to Detroit because Dave was living in Detroit at the time, and Dave was regularly coming in to visit into Johnstown, and we were like, hey, let's all go out to Detroit and meet some of his people and do stuff like that. And so we all went out to Detroit and got together with a bunch of his folks, and then went to the Greektown Casino in downtown Detroit, and stayed at the Athenaeum Hotel across the street, and it was a great time. Great time. Did a lot of gambling. Didn't win anything big. Didn't lose anything big, but had fun. Was able to pay for some meals, and had a good time. One night, Karen and Dave decided to go off and explore, dangerously, leaving TK and I alone in the hotel with, I don't know how many bottles, but a few bottles of pretty decent bourbon. It was Bullet bourbon. And this was probably, I don't know, 13 years ago. No, more than that. 15 to 16 years ago. And what exactly went on that night, no one really knows. I remember Dave and Karen being across the street on a parking garage, waving at us through the hotel window. I do remember that. Whatever else went on that night, I don't know. But the next morning, when I woke up, there was a large cut on my finger from the first knuckle to the second knuckle. No idea how it got there. No. TK claims innocence and says he doesn't remember how it got there. But it was a significant cut to the point that now, 17 years later, I still have a scar on my finger running from one knuckle to the next from that injury. That is how great of a scar it was. No idea how it got there, but we survived it. We got home from Detroit alive. So not as dangerous as yesterday's memory, not as insane, but just the sort of thing that occurs with me from time to time. And that is my memory of the day. And I think, I can go over, jumping back into sports. Yes, it's anytime if you not so much now. Not so much, not as much now. Possibly still now, but not as much. But 17 years ago, if you put me in the TK alone somewhere and said, "Here, we're gonna let you go," you don't know what's gonna happen. And if it turns out we didn't know what was gonna happen, or nor did we know what did happen, but it happened. Looking ahead, jumping back over to some sports. Looking ahead to tomorrow, there is going to be more NBA, of course, 4 more games in the NBA. There's going to be a NASCAR truck race. We had good success last week on the NASCAR truck. Hello, America, Mr. Biggie, Mr. Biggie. Mr. Big Year. I'm not sure what it is. Mr. Big Wise. How's it going? Where are you from? If not in America, yeah. I don't recall seeing you before. You should definitely follow me. You should definitely follow the channel, especially if you have any interest whatsoever in interesting stories or gambling, especially gambling. But I just ran through my outside America. All right, good enough. I know where that is. I've always wanted to visit there. Yes, always wanted to visit outside America. Oh, especially the capital. In the fall, the capital outside America. Right? Oh, it's beautiful. I've been outside America a couple times. Well, let me think. Once, twice, 3 times. 3 times I can think of. Uh, yeah, the capital outside America. Oh my gosh, in the fall, that no better place to be. I'm thinking that was the out of the outside. Perhaps that's where you are. You're on the out of the outside. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm on the inside. On the in. I'm on the inside of America. It's yeah. Yeah. But yeah, what are you up to, Mister? I don't think I've seen you around here before, have I? Are you into gambling at all? Do you like it? Do you like doing any gambling? Yeah, well, Outer Mongolia was always a good place to hole up troops in the game of Risk. If you were going to go vagabonding, Mongolia was a good place to hang out. Outer America and Risk, very hard to protect. What was it? North America, Central America, uh, Greenland, and I don't remember Alaska. Haram. Do I know Haram? I'm if you follow me, then I'll know you. Gotta make sure you follow the channel. Oh, gambling is forbidden. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. That it's forbidden. It's very fun. If you're good at it. If you're bad at it, it can become a real pit of despair. But if you're good at it, I'm pretty good at it. Then it's fun. But yeah, I feel bad that it's forbidden to you. It's not. It's not forbidden for me, so that's good. But yeah, if it's forbidden, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Tonight I just ran through. I ran through my what happened today and where things are at right now in terms of how my gambling went today and it's going right now. I'm still there's actually still a heads up baseball match that I'm in with a guy named John Ivor. I'm not sure what you mean by no, it's not, but that's cool. Um, um, yeah, I'm in a heads up right now with John Ivor, and I'm beating him in a $20 heads up match. Uh, he's still got a player left. I got a couple players left, so I'm hoping to hang on there. I've also got a very cool golf tournament that I ran through. Started today. It's just a little. Oh, you mean it's not unfortunate? It's fortunate. Fortunate that it's forbidden. Um, but yeah, I just ran through a golf matchup. I'm in a tournament. It's only a $5. It was only a $5 entry, but it is 107,015 people entered it, and as at the end of the first day, my entry is at 1,633rd spot. So out of 107,015 people, yeah, I'll play pretty much any kind of sports gambling or poker. Um, in virtually any sport except soccer. I can't seem to nail down soccer. Um, my favorite is American football. That's what I play the most of. I do really well in hockey, NHL hockey, and surprisingly well in basketball because I never watch basketball. Like I never even watch a game. I just try to work out the numbers. Um, but I do surprisingly well in basketball. But yeah, golf right now, 107,015 people. I'm in 1,633rd space. In Korean baseball, I did really well, and then I kind of moved away from it when all the other sports came back. Korean baseball, I went through a great run for about 2 months from May to early July. Finishing the top 10 in many GPP tournaments. GPP tournaments are larger tournaments where it's hundreds or thousands of people entering it, and entered a bunch of them for single entry. You can only enter one entry for like $4, $5, $3, and I think that uh, 7 times I finished in the top 10 in a Korean baseball tournament and won 200, $300 every time. So really, really good time. And then it started getting really tricky because rain, and the game starts at like 5:30 in the morning. I don't know if it moved into the rainy season over there, but it started to get really tricky to predict what was going to happen, and it happened too often where. But it was only $3 and $4 and whatnot, so I didn't. I wanted to move it away from it a little bit, and I think also, I think that DraftKings changed their offerings because the tournaments became less and less appealing. That's another thing that if you're doing the gambling and it's not forbidden for you, then a big part of it is finding the tournament. You got to look at the tournaments. You got to look at how much does it cost, how many people are allowed to enter, how many people out of that total are going to get paid, and what does the pay structure start at. Not enough people look at that at all. They just grab a tournament and enter it. But if you look at it, there's a huge difference between one tournament and the next. Where you can enter a $12 single entry tournament that's got 1,000 people in it, and you look at it and you go, oh man, 1,000 people, the top 230 people are getting paid in this. That's 23%. That's pretty good for a GPP. But if you look at the payout structure, that 230 to 110th place only pays out $18. So you're only getting paid back 1.5 of your entry fee. You're only getting paid back 1.5 times what your entry fee was, and it's only a 23% chance that you're going to enter. You're going to hit anything. So in a situation like that, I'd much rather take 1,000-person tournament for $12 single entry, where only the top 180 get paid, or only the top 200 get paid, but the payout structure starts at 2-to-1, so you're getting at least $25 for your payout. It makes a huge difference. Now that being said, a big time GPP like that golf tournament that I'm in, with 100,000 people in it, that you're just entering that and hoping that you grab the right 6 golfers and hit the lotto ticket on it. Because that's a $5 entry. First place pays $100,000. But you need everything to fall. You can't. No amount of research is gonna let you, know that you're picking the right 6 golfers there. There's just too much that could happen over six or over 4 days with 6 golfers. In golf, if you're interested in gambling on golf for fantasy football or for daily fantasy sports, that you really want to try and draft 6 golfers that are gonna make the cut, and that's it. Like that should be what you're studying, trying to pick 6 golfers that will all make the cut. Because after the first 2 days, there's only around 62 golfers. There might be 100 and some odd golfers playing in any given tournament. After 2 days, the top 62, roughly, it changes a little bit depending on some rules. Or the top 62 make it through. Everybody else stops golfing. They're not allowed to golf anymore. So if you get 6 golfers that all make the cut, you'll keep getting points for all 4 rounds. You might pick, oh man, these 2 guys are the highest priced guys, and I think they're going to be in the top 10, and you might pick them, and you might be right. But if you get those 2 guys and they finish first and second, and 3 out of the remaining 4 golfers on your team don't make the cut, you won't be in the money. You won't get paid anything. So tomorrow, I think that was it. That was it for today. Golf is the main thing. I'll be watching golf tomorrow mainly because the one tournament I've got 6 golfers that are all under par, all of them under the cut line right now, and I'm in 1,633rd spot out of 107,000 people. If they can golf tomorrow like they did today, and I get all 6 to make the cut, the weekend could be fun. But the other thing I've got going tomorrow is I've already made up a lineup for the trucks, the NASCAR truck competition. I'm just entering this at an $8 GPP. I went all double ups last weekend, and did well. Doubled up my money on most of them. So this week I just wanted to play one GPP. Yeah, they are usually hilarious. To this one is the it's not as hilarious, but it's like, really? That's the name of the race? This is the trucks race tomorrow is the KDI Office Technology 200, I think. The KDI Office Technology. It's not the vodka or the Hooters or the. It's the KDI. It's KDI Office. It's the KDI Office Technology 200. And then the races on the weekend are the Drydene. Drydene. The Drydene 200. The Drydene 311 Part 1. And the Drydene 311 Part 2. I think the Drydene 200 is the sprint race, the Xfinity sprint race that's happening on Saturday, and then there's a doubleheader with the Drydene, two separate Drydene 11s. I don't even know what Drydene is. Drydene is. Drydene keeps American industry moving. Yeah. No, it looks like it's automotive motor oils. Drydene. Commander Ding. I'm paying you back with interest. Yeah, it's. Oh, you know what they specialize in? Ah, Drydene. That's right, with interest. Drydene specializes in Retroplex greases. Yep, Retroplex greases. I said. Yeah, it's Retroplex. Oh boy, Retroplex. Ooh, they've got the Retroplex Diamond Blue, the Retroplex Onyx 5%. The Retroplex Ruby Red. That's what they do. The Retroplex Ruby Red Plus, and the Retroplex Topaz. It's grease. It's a severe duty lithium complex grease fortified with extreme pressure, load protecting, and tackifying additives to provide extended protection to off-road construction, mining, and agricultural equipment that require extended shock loading protection. That's the Drydene Retroplex Onyx 5% Moly EP2. A severe duty. Not even a heavy duty. This is a severe duty lithium complex grease that has been fortified with extreme pressure, load protecting, and tackifying additives. Man, that is some serious grease. He said heavy lube. That is some intense grease there, man. But yeah, basically what I'm looking at in the You would think that the Dryden heavy duty grease should be sponsoring the frickin' truck race. Not the KDI technology. The KDI technology should be sponsoring the sprint race. The fast cars that go right. They screwed this one up, man. The KDI office technology should definitely be sponsoring the Xfinity sprint race and the heavy duty severe duty fortified grease. God, you people dropped the ball on that one. Now, I want to do well this weekend just so I can. Any money I win from the truck and sprint races is going straight into me starting a campaign so that next year these are sponsored by the right products. That's a lie. It's not going to happen. But I'm going with 6. You have to draft 6. Ding. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'm going with a Scrubs and Stars lineup for the truck race tomorrow. I'm taking 3 sub 7,000 drivers and 3 higher than 10,000 drivers. There's not a whole lot of information out there about people suggesting which way to go, so this is the way I'm suggesting it. I think it makes sense to go with this. You've got 3 drivers that are starting very low that are basically scrubs. Dawson Cram. It's true, that's his name, Dawson Cram. T. Veens. The T stands for Timothy. Yeah, that's totally what it is. But T. Veens is starting in 24th place. Tyler Hill is in 34th. And Dawson Cram is starting in 35th. If those guys can just finish, you're going to get some positive differential points. And if they don't, the damage to you is going to be less because they already started out lower. So if they wind up crashing out, you're not going to lose many points. And I'm going with Austin Hill. It's the Hill brothers, Austin Hill and Tyler Hill. Johnny Sauter. He's my Huckleberry. He's starting 15th. And then Parker Kligerman. I'm always a little hesitant to draft Parker because he's a racer. And his name is Parker. And that just doesn't sit right with me. But when Parker races, he usually races well. So I'm taking Parker. He's like what is he? He's the second? Yeah, second most expensive driver on the board. Parker Kligerman, first of all. I'm almost certain Parker Kligerman was one of Hogan's heroes. I think he was one of the guys that was trapped with Hogan in Stalag 13. Parker Kligerman. Austin Hill's the most expensive guy on the board for a reason. He's starting in 3rd. He has 10 top 10 finishes this year. And if you just look back over his race log, if you go back to the restart on May 26th, he's finished in 9th, 2nd, 7th, 2nd, 5th, Had a bad one with 30th, 1st, 6th, 12th, and 5th. He's almost always up there in the running in the truck races. So I'm going with Stars and Scrubs, Hill, Kligerman, and Souter, and then Cram, Hill, and Veens for my truck race tomorrow. I would not at all blame you if you tried to get Grant Enfinger. That's his actual name. I don't blame you trying to work him into your lineup. If you're gonna go with Enfinger, then you're probably gonna look at going more of a middle of the road one. Maybe Derek Kraus would work for you. Maybe Ben Rhodes, Zane Smith is another good one in that range. But you're gonna have to stay away from. You're not gonna be able to work. You're not gonna be able to work in many of the Austin Hills or Parker Kligermans, or the Johnny Souders for that matter. You might be able to grab one of them, pair up one of them with Veens, who's only 4,800. So you can definitely maybe pair those two up together. That's only what 16,000 combined. So that's gonna leave you with 34,000 for 4 players. So you'd be looking at 8,500 per person. If you did that, you could definitely go Enfinger, Zane, Rhodes, and Kraus. Maybe Kraus. 8, 16, 32, 32, 9. Yeah, you could go with Kraus, Enfinger, Smith, and Rhodes along with Hill and Veens. So that's another way to go. But I'm going Stars and Scrubs. Oh yeah, trust me. I place bets based on 32 playing times. I've spoken about that before. People know. People know I'll abandon all logic if there's a 32 involved. All right, it's official. I did win my heads up. So that's $36 for me in my baseball heads up. And then the only other thing at all to review right now is I've got an NBA lineup. Look, I'm entering a double up and a single entry. Yeah, thank you. I've been it took me a while to get rolling on the baseball, but recently I've been doing pretty well, especially on double ups. I'm kind of starting to, since I've been gambling on everything every day since I started streaming. I think overall I have more fun on GPPs, which are big tournaments that are harder to place into, but when you do, you have the opportunity to win more money. But I kind of like also building secondary lineups in double ups, where all you got to do is finish in the top 50%, which is way easier to do than a GPP. You play enough of those and double up your money, you almost cover yourself for the GPPs that you don't win. So I'm trying that out and seeing how that works out for me. Early signs are good. But the tomorrow for basketball. PP, yeah. Here's what I'm looking at right now. Here's my lineup. For tomorrow right now. This is for my $10 double up. I'll probably enter this into my single entry as well. Single entries and double ups, you could pretty much go with the same lineup. GPPs, you need to take some more risks usually if you want to have any shot at the bigger money. But so tomorrow I'm looking at this lineup. I'm going with another great name, Luka Doncic. Going with Luka Doncic. Not my favorite name. I've gone over this before. My favorite names in the NBA right now, if anybody's wondering, are Kristaps Porzingis. Love Kristaps Porzingis. He is right here. That's Kristaps Porzingis. First name is Kristaps. Last name is Porzingis. And while that's a great name, it's not my favorite name. Right? How fun is Kristaps Porzingis? But my favorite name, without question, Furkan Korkmaz. Furkan Korkmaz. There he is, Furkan Korkmaz. He's won me a couple tournaments earlier in the year, but yep, before the restart. He hasn't been of much worth since the restart. I think just because of the way some teams changed. But Furkan Korkmaz. The first time I drafted him, I swear to God, this is God's honest truth. The first time I drafted him just because of his name. I was looking for a player that I could afford, and I saw Furkan Korkmaz, and I said to K-Rock, I said, how could I not draft Furkan Korkmaz? And he did great for me that day. He did fantastic. He scored like 30-some points for virtually no money. Totally won me a nice chunk of change in a GPP. Furkan Korkmaz, though. That's the guy. I don't remember how many points he scored. It could have been. I don't think it was 32. I wish it was. I think I would have remembered if it was. So I don't think it was. But those are my current favorite names in the NBA. There's a couple good names. Luka Doncic is one of them, actually. But and Luka Doncic plays on the same team as Kristaps Porzingis. They both play on the same team. So that's awesome. So I'm looking at going with a fairly balanced lineup. Luka Doncic is the only guy. Yeah, same team. Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. And they don't play the same position, so they're on the court together a lot. You frequently hear Luka Doncic over to Kristaps Porzingis, or vice versa. I would request announcing all Dallas Maverick games, if I could, just for Luka Doncic and Kristaps. I would probably throw it in there so often I would change up the names a little bit, where I'd be like, and there's Lukaps Porzingis. Oh, Lukaps Porzingis over to Kriska Porzingis. See if anybody said anything. But so here's what I'm looking at. I'm going with Luka. He's the dominant player right now in the NBA. It doesn't matter if they're trying to stop him or not. He just scores points. He's the most expensive guy on the board, of course, by a good bit, actually. Number two is Joe Embiid, so a full 1,000 cheaper. And there's no way I would go with Embiid over Doncic for $1,000 cheaper, and there's no way I'd go with Kawhi Leonard for $9,600 either. $1,200 cheaper isn't enough. Mitchell, maybe, but he just had that one good game. The first one I would go with over Doncic would be Nikolai Jokic. So I can definitely see somebody working him into their lineup. He he has a history and has repeatedly uh, scored very well against Utah. And he's been doing it in the first 2 games today of the series as well. But I'm going to go with Luka Doncic. Allen has had something like 4 or 5 straight double doubles, leading into and continuing into the playoffs. For 7,100, he's great. Porter really stepped up last game, and his salary has come down to a point that I really like grabbing Porter for 6,700. Clarkson's been on fire for Utah, so he's up to 5,500. But even then, he's still scoring more than the 6 points per thousand that you're looking for from him. Seth Curry is he did great on time, right? Yeah, I mean he got a little over 23 points. He's only at 3,900, so that is right in that's definitely in the value range, and he only had 26 minutes. I think he's going to play more tomorrow. Because they wanted to go with Finney Smith, and he just didn't do anything. So I think Seth is going to get a little more time and hopefully get a little more points. Williams has been doing well in their playoffs here. Sure, only 27, but then 39 yesterday. He's at 5,600 right now. Anywhere in between there, and you'll get value for him. Morris has been playing well. And then Temple is at 5,100. We're hoping that he it seems to ride on how he's doing with the 3-pointers. You know, he only went 1 for 10 in the first game, and only left him with 21 points, which is no good. We don't want that again. If he gets anywhere up around 30 or so, we're happy with that. But that's what we're looking at for tomorrow. Also tomorrow there will be more baseball, which starts at your basic 7 o'clock, I believe. And then there's again 2 hockey games. And I will not forget to get a lineup in on those this time. Let me just verify the start time on these things. Yeah, baseball kicks off tomorrow at 7:05. Kicks off with baseball. See how I mix the terms. It's brilliant. Starts at 7:05 tomorrow. 13 games, a big slate. And then the NHL. Right. See? That's what you do. You start gambling everything. You can mix in the metaphors and it's great. Tomorrow again. First pitch in the hockey game tomorrow is 7 p.m. Just 2 games. So I will definitely get something going there. NASCAR we're already set in. MMA, yeah, they have something coming up this Saturday, so we'll take care of that tomorrow night. We'll keep eyeing golf tomorrow, see how that's going. We'll get more gambling in for NASCAR for Saturday. That's Saturday. There is a Cup race and an Xfinity race. And then there's another Xfinity race on Sunday. Oh, there's 2 part. There's a Cup. Yeah, there's a lot of NASCAR this weekend. Okay, so there's literally a doubleheader on everything. There's a truck race tomorrow, but then Saturday has an Xfinity race and a Cup race. And then Sunday has an Xfinity race and a Cup race. All 4 of them on the same track. Nothing can go wrong there. There's no chance of anything going wrong with that. But, all right. That's all I got, man. Thanks, TK, for hanging out. I am going to be around again tomorrow. Probably a little earlier than this. I'm finally getting through my crazy busy work week, and hoping that in the coming days I'll be returning to a much more regular schedule. So yeah, TK, if you're streaming anything, I'll be around. Not right now. I think I'm probably gonna get ready for bed, but definitely I gotta figure out how do you get the I gotta know how I get the cause I don't get the unless I'm on Twitch I don't get any kind of notification. Isn't there some way to have it pop up on my computer when somebody I'm following starts streaming? We can talk about it on our next thing. But I'm gonna take off now. Oh, okay. Phone. Gotcha. Um, but that's gonna be it for me, folks. I'm gonna take off. Look for me tomorrow. Yeah, nice. That's the way to do it. Even if right. Stay safe with those kids in school, man. That would make me so freaking nervous. I can't tell you. I'd be like, ah. But I'm gonna take off now. So everybody else. Oh, okay, good. Well, that's good. That's much less nervous than So everyone, be safe out there. Stay safe. Have some fun. Keep gambling and good luck. Night, Monk.